My name is Presley.
And I'm James.
And this is
The Height of Horror.
Okay, we're working on it.
Yeah, we're working. So, Presley, I should have said this. Okay, guys, Presley's taking charge this episode, but when I line up our height of horror in post, so you just go for it. You just go. So try it again. Just say the height of horror, and then I'll follow in too. You'll hear me on a delay, but it will be perfectly synced to the listeners.
Okay. The height
of horror. There you go. It's synced up. Also on
smooth. Because
since you're taking charge, if you just say it normal, I'm technically saying it to how I'm hearing it. So I don't even need to line it up. It'll just be lined up.
Oh, okay.
Yay. How have you been, Presley? You've been dealing with some sick boys.
Holy fuck. Yeah. No, not even sick. It's like deathbed level of sick. I had to stay home from work one day and Ian, he was in bed all fucking day and Jack was on my chest all day.
That's not good at all. I don't think I've never been in bed sick to the point where I can't get out of bed. Maybe there have been a lot of times when I should have been doing that, but oh man, capitalism flows through my veins.
Oh, I know. Well, see, and I ain't no bitch either. You know what I'm saying? So like 3 weeks ago, or like maybe Thanksgiving days, the Thanksgiving times. This is really bad of me, but this is also capitalism. My fever was 101 degrees and I went to work.
That's mean to your coworkers, I would say.
They isolated me in the bag room and I made bags all day.
All right.
Yeah, like it was bad, but I needed money to live.
We should never now say specifically where you work because people will be like, yeah, that might have been a health code violation.
No, I shouldn't have said that, but yeah. I don't think any of my coworkers listen to this.
There was once at Burger King that I was like, no, guys, I'm fine. And they're like, okay, yeah, you look sick, but I guess if you think you're fine, I was the breakfast manager. So I was wrapping things up. And then I go, oh no. And the bathroom, in order to go from the kitchen to the bathroom, that's a trek. But from the kitchen to the mop station, very short. So I just dart back there and I just violently throw up. As you heard last week, I scream vomit. And there was a wonderful older woman there who worked forever there named Linda. And the second the manager came in, Linda goes, yeah, James needs to go home.
Oh, no.
And then I believe that was the day. So I had food poisoning. I believe it is from Burger King, not because of anything Burger King did, is because of how I prepared my own food. So it would have been the fault of my own. I would take just spicy chicken crisps directly from the fryer, did not let them drain the oil, and put it right on there, eat it directly from there. I am at the fault, not Burger King, not Quality Dining Incorporated, which was the franchise, but I was supposed to that day have a video chat with someone I had met on Plenty of Fish, but I had to be like, I'm sick. I couldn't tell them, like, I think I just diarrheaed myself like that. It was so unbelievably sick that I think that's one of the only times I've called off work. I used to work at a corporate job that was deafening to me. And I had ulcers so bad that I would just be in the bathroom frequently throwing up in between just housing Tums all day. And one time my boss was like, I think you need to go home, James. You are a ghost. You are completely white. And I was like, I can do this. But then she's like, multiple employees told me that you're throwing up in the bathroom. Go home.
Oh, no, you're one of those.
Uh-huh. I was.
Yeah. I call out all the time. I am a big advocate of mental health days. I am a shitty employee.
Yeah. No, that's a good employee. Technically, I'm a shitty employee. I'm a shitty coworker, not a shitty employee.
Yeah. No. See, I've been better. I've been getting to work at 5 and staying till 3. So I've been doing like 9-hour days because it's our busy season. So I'm doing better as a worker.
I got yelled at for not punching in. In the mornings, I would get in and work for like 30 minutes. I would clear out emails so vulture employees wouldn't go in as easy stuff. So I used to handle online support for a shitty ticket company, and there would be emails that were spam, frequently asked questions, or doubles. And I devised ways to be able to easily filter those, but those ways were never implemented because if other employees would find out about these ways, they would use that and then be able to get easy stats and raise their stats up in order to get bonuses that were performance-based. So I would go in, not punch in until like I was supposed to punch in, and then my manager came in and was like, "What the fuck are you? Punch in! Do this! You're working! Get the money!" I was like, "Oh, well, Burger King wouldn't allow me to do that," and I would show up an hour before I had to punch in because that's how much work needed to be done.
Oh, they wouldn't let you do overtime?
No. Oh, Burger King. Oh, they hated. Even if you're like, "Oh, I'm a part-time employee," and then all of a sudden you're working enough to be a full-time employee, they're like, "No."
Oh, that's annoying. Because it's like, you need the help. I know you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. People suck. Well, corporations suck.
Oh, yeah. And corporations, guys, are not people, no matter how hard their marketing team tries to convince you.
Yeah.
Presley, what has your fortnight of horror been like?
Okay, I was thinking long and hard about this, and I watched The Grinch, the cartoon one.
That's a horror movie.
It was so good.
Oh, yeah.
It was cute. Yeah, we were scrolling, me and Jack were, because we hang out all the time. And he stopped and pointed at it. So I was like, okay. So I rented it and we watched it and it was a good time.
Dude, let me give you my Peacock so you can watch that all the time.
It's on Peacock?
Yeah, it's on Peacock.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So is the true horror version of The Grinch, which is a couple years ago, they put out a musical, a live performance. And the Grinch is the horniest, dumpiest boy ever. He's like, "Ooh, baby, I'm the Grinch and I'm mean and I'm in a department store." The sets were amazing. They looked like they came out of a Dr. Seuss book, but oh my God, everything else horrific.
I think I'd rather not ever watch that.
Nicole's pissed that I put that on in the background. I was like, "But it's Christmas, Nicole. You like that?"
Oh, I watched this show called Yellow Jackets, too.
Oh, hell yeah.
Have you seen that?
I have not, but I've been told it is good.
Yeah, that's a recommendation.
What's that on?
I used a free trial of Showtime to watch it.
All right.
But I'm going to keep it because it's so fucking good and there's a new season dropping in March.
Heck yeah, dude. The only thing I watched that is horror related, based off from just the synopsis, which is, let me pull this up because I was looking on Peacock trying to find a Hallmark movie, and I'm just scrolling, and then I see this title, and I'm like, wait, what? Ryan is an elementary school teacher who learns that he is colorblind. Michelle, an optometrist and mother of one of his students, helps bring color to his life for the holidays. That's not the synopsis I read. It was like, hey man, this dude's colorblind, and this optometrist who isn't his doctor kind of like dunks on him until he reluctantly says like, "Hey, yeah, I'll go try on these colorblind glasses." Presley, the most colorful time of the year is the most batshit movie I have ever seen. Truly, this is what it is. There is a man who is a teacher, but he does not like Christmas decorations in his room because they're a distraction, he says. But this woman keeps prodding and probing and is asking him questions like, "Well, what color's my shirt?" And he's like, "I don't know, blue." And she's like, "Lucky guess, I assume." and just keeps going and going and digging in to the point where she signs him up for a trial for these new colorblind glasses and like doesn't like tell the daughter to hand them to him, but the daughter does it, who is his teacher, her teacher. And this movie feels like a stalker horror movie because she just keeps going at it and going at it. Yeah, and then they go at it and they fall in love, but still, it was ridiculous, and I highly recommend everyone watch it.
The most colorful time of the year.
Yep.
Wow, okay.
Because he realizes, oh, that's what I was missing with Christmas was the colors. No, man, have you not ever seen a black and white Christmas movie? It's still beautiful and magical.
And emotional.
Yeah, but truly baffling. The first place, this is a spoiler for anyone who wants to watch it, but that he puts on the glasses as he's walking down the hallways at school, and it's like goes from black and white, which a lot of people are like, most color blindness does not work that way, but puts on the glasses, then immediately goes into color. It's like the Wizard of Oz, no lying.
Oh my God.
He's like, oh, it's beautiful, as if he is seeing for the first time. And she's like, oh, I know exactly where to bring you. And then takes him to just the dullest looking church to do charity work. And I'm like, what the fuck is your problem, ma'am?
This movie sounds wild. It doesn't even sound like a horror movie.
It's not a horror movie, but it feels like a horror movie.
Oh, okay. I've seen a couple of those.
Yeah. Oh, baby. But speaking of horror movies, we've got one for everyone today.
We sure do.
We do.
Oh my God. I've been waiting for you. Is that what it's called?
Yes. But before we begin, let's discuss author and absolute snack, Lois Duncan. Born in Philly, Lois is widely recognized as a pioneer in the young adult genre, particularly in the thriller, horror, and suspense subgenre of this genre. Her book, The Gallows Hills, was released in 1997. The same year, two of her other novels were adapted into motion pictures. First, a TV film based on her 1978 novel, Killing Mr. Griffin, and the other from 1973, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Why don't, Presley?
I did not know that.
Why don't we know about this woman, Lois Duncan?
I don't know. I had no idea that was a novel.
I know, in this movie, which people will say is a I Know What You Did Last Summer ripoff. They'll say it pulls heavily from that genre. No, this isn't a ripoff. It's just one writer's style of writing, and I'm glad we chose this movie because we're learning this. This woman needs to be praised. She's great, so please, at this time, salute the king that is Lois Duncan. But on to today's movie, based on 1997's previously mentioned Gallows Hill. It's NBC's Movie of the Week, I've Been Waiting for You, originally air dated of March 22nd, 1998.
Fuck yeah.
There's not a lot of information on this because it is a Movie of the Week. Presley, I had to do a lot of work for us to watch this in the quality in which we did. So, anyone listening to this who hasn't seen this, please join our Discord, because the only way you're going to see this, unless you know Spanish, in a decent quality is this. You'll still hear some Spanish in a couple of spots. I think Presley's laughing right now because she's realizing, oh, that's why there was Spanish there. Forgetting that, I found a beautiful rip of this on Daily Motion, but it was in Spanish. I found on YouTube a pretty shitty video quality version of this because it's mainly only been released on VHS and like some DVDs here and there, but they're very hard to find or very expensive to purchase. I took the audio because it's still fine audio in the shitty video quality version. And I had to manually sync up because sometimes the scenes were cut a little bit differently from the Spanish version to the English version. So unfortunately, because of that, I knew who the killer was. I knew a lot of the plot going in before I ever watched it. But I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing. Who knows? But boy, oh boy, I had to go through some stuff to see it in some decent quality. And if you would like to see it, please just ask me. Height of Horror on Twitter, Marshland Monster on Instagram, DM me. I'll give you links or join our Discord because I think this is a pretty good movie.
It was really good. And just to piggyback off of that, like I knew you put so much work into it and it was so beautifully done, but there was one serious part where they were like sitting in like a living room or something.
Yeah.
And the main job is just Spanish.
There's like, he's talking in English, then like for half a sentence, just all of a sudden Spanish. So yes, know that going in that there will be some Spanish, maybe a total of 1 minute throughout.
I fucking died. Yeah, it's fun.
All right, let me give a quick synopsis, then the little bit of trivia I have. When a California teen with an interest in the occult moves to a New England town, she finds that the town teens believe she is a witch sent to seek revenge on the descendants of the people who originally killed another witch 100 years ago. Very convoluted. Teenagers. This is what kids did before social media. They had to think of bullshit just to pass the time. You want to know what? I defend social media for teens now.
Yeah, no shit.
Truly, I had to sit and ponder life instead of just like going on. When MySpace came about and I was able to just like masturbate looking at pictures of my friends, that blew the world open.
Ew.
Instead of me just having to be like, oh, I don't know, I'll create James ball, which is I take an exercise ball and I kind of handball it into my basement wall all day.
You had a depressing time in your childhood.
Yeah, I recently have been thinking of family and kind of figuring out how I feel about some family members. And there's this thing called Ripsmiths on Talking About Beyblade. It's a Patreon podcast that I did. And it's just taking the sad things about Thanksgiving that were from my teenage years and making jokes out of them. And I realized that most people will probably just listen to this and be like, wow, James, this is all depressing. This is not funny. And I'm like, oh, okay. I was saying it with humor in my voice. But yeah, that was my teenage life. Sad. Mm-hmm. Hey, but at least I wasn't a nerd just running around for an entire summer.
And I somehow lost 30 pounds.
No, that's somehow. You were running.
Yeah. I don't know why I said somehow. I don't know what I'm saying right now.
Okay, this movie, things take a particularly deadly turn when they convince her to play a seer at a Halloween party where they will feed her information over an earphone about those who enter her tent. But she suddenly sees things beyond their knowledge or help. And then there's like a witch in there. Speaking of which, my 2 bits of trivia for this is, 1, there is no serial killer in the novel the film is based upon, and Sarah Chalke and Marky Post would later play mother and daughter yet again in Scrubs.
Really?
Yeah.
I love that.
I really enjoy when actors play parent-child in multiple different iterations of things.
No, that's cute. Mm-hmm. I have a fun fact.
What's up?
Ben Foster is in this movie, and he's married to Donna from That 70s Show.
Oh,
or
hell
Laura
yeah.
Prepon.
No. Married to the character Donna.
Donna, yes. Betrothed.
Such a good show.
It was until fucking Hyde tainted it.
I think I am still able to watch that show because Hyde is a piece of shit. I can already be like, yeah, man, that dude's a piece of shit and Hyde's a piece of shit.
Well, those are fun crimes, like weed, like being a juvenile delinquent. His real life crimes are so bad.
But you at least can say Hyde right now, if he is the age of whatever he is, he's QAnon to the fullest.
Oh, fully. Absolutely. He's a Scientologist.
Yeah. But yes, I mean, the character Hyde in Point Place would be rooting for Trump and saying, "Oh, go Brandon."
He would. Yes, I agree.
Because he was so into conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
God.
Fair.
Dude sucks.
I know.
Okay, before we get in note by note, I pulled one review just because we didn't have a lot of trivia. This is from Malachi, or Malachi? Maybe it's Malachi. This was reviewed this year in March. It's a very long review, so I only took a few sentences from it, the beginning and the end. And I'll tell you where that, I'll go ... ellipses. I'm not trying to start beef, but do people here know what a good movie is? This was so fun. Sorry for the beef, but lighten up about movies already. We can just have fun. Ellipses. This is how they end it. The important thing is that Sarah was mean, and for that, I am grateful. I don't ask much, but that my protagonist for my teen witch made-for-TV Black Sunday Buffy Scream I Know What You Did Last Summer exploitation movies be a little mean to the other characters. End review.
No, I fuck with Malachi.
Mm-hmm. So initial thoughts, you enjoyed this?
I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to.
Same.
I tried to watch it on, I think, Sunday night, and I got like a few minutes. I think I got like literally like a minute and a half in, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I shut it off, and then we watched it last night, and it was really good.
Yes. I do think this movie works better as a TV movie. It needs those commercials to break it up so you can quickly get up, run, go do something, then hurry on back.
Fully, yeah. And like the cheese and the kills, Ian's like, oh, did she like, spoiler, did she get scared to death because it's like a TV movie, like PG? And I'm like, that is, yeah, absolutely. That's what happened.
Oh, for sure. One of the reviews was the only slasher movie that has no slashing.
Literally. Yeah. But I think knowing that going in, that it's like a PG made for TV movie, fuck yeah, you're going to have a good time.
Oh, yeah. So, as I said, this movie, it's about Sarah Voltaine. She's coming from California where the waves are always crunchy and hot tubs are where you, I guess, learn how to swim is what a character thinks. She's moving into this place and it's going to be fun. Uh-oh, a witch murder happened there. And that's the beginning. But before all of that, we see this witch get burned. And I think it's crazy how people would group scream to burn a woman and then it would happen.
Yeah.
Like, just think about if I say to someone that is in the wrong that they're in the wrong, I am going to have ulcer pain from the stress that brings, even though they're in the wrong. Imagine if I am standing around saying, yeah, let's burn this witch, and then we burn her. I'm not just going to forget about that. I'm going to be racked with guilt for the rest of my life.
That would be too hard. Just think of the Salem witch trials.
Yeah.
All the hangings and burnings and fuckery because like someone was like, oh, 1 + 1 = 2. And then they got killed for it.
I guess it's because I don't believe in witches, or if witchcraft does exist, I don't think it's necessarily bad. But everyone isn't going around like, oh, we just killed someone. They're like, oh, thank God we don't have a witch in our midst anymore. We're in the good now.
That's not okay.
Insanity that people are doing that. But hey, maybe witchcrafts were alive back then. And maybe, you want to know what? Generous read on the Salem witch trials. All those women were witches.
Oh my, I don't believe that at all.
Just, going around stealing cars, eating babies?
Toxic masculinity. Like,
Yeah.
one of them, like, chopped some wood one day and their husband got pissed and burned all her friends.
She had her period in my vicinity. Must be a witch.
Yeah, it's bad.
She didn't go to the hay barn to live for a week during her period. She's a witch.
Ugh, fucking men ruin everything.
Even this movie, oh my God, the man's the killer at the end.
Oh, no.
Or is he? The ending we are going to have to discuss because I'm like, I don't really know what happened.
I had some thoughts too.
Same.
Okay, so my first note is cleaning the windows during the storm.
Insane.
I hated it. The gas station attendant just walks up and it's pouring buckets out.
Yeah.
And he's talking to the mom and he just looks at the daughter and he just starts cleaning the window.
Maybe because he's being hexed by the Yardley house. He's like, oh no, I need my hands moving. Or maybe he's a compulsive masturbator and his idle hands are a crime.
I thought he was just being creepy checking out the teenage girl because he just cleans her side. It's so dumb.
He's reaching over. He's getting all of it. Or, okay, maybe he works for a franchised gas station and they say, we don't care what is happening. You pump their gas and you clean their window. And maybe an undercover boss came around, a secret shopper, and got gas while it was raining. And he was like, well, I don't need to do that. And then they're like, oh, you're written up. So now maybe that's why he's so scared. He thinks these two individuals are undercover bosses.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
But they live at the Yardley house. I want the Yardley Smith house so then we can get our Lisa Simpson on.
What is that?
The voice actress for Lisa Simpson's name is Yardley Smith.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's Yardley Smith.
I thought you were going to make a Rick and Morty because their last name is Smith.
Oh, no. I could also say a Rick and Morty because, yeah, Sarah Chalk.
Sarah. Yep, there you go.
Who Sarah Chalk's character in Rick and Morty, where is she originally from, Presley?
I don't know.
My hometown of Muskegon, Michigan.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Uh-huh. When that happened, people were like, what the fuck is going on? And long story short, people that they're in comedy with came from Muskegon, and Milwaukee you can get a ferry from Milwaukee to Muskegon, and Dan Harmon is from the Milwaukee area. That's probably why.
That's cool. That's really cool.
And he probably heard it all the time. I was like, Muskegon's an odd name.
Isn't Chris Farley from Wisconsin?
He is.
Chicago. Wisconsin.
Then moved down to Chicago. Why?
I love him, and I'm sad for him all the time.
Okay.
My heart burns for Farley.
I watched a documentary about him recently. Vice put out one of the dark side of comedy, and realizing that he was only like big and popular for maybe 5 years.
Yeah.
But the impact he made in that half a decade is huge.
I'm pretty sure I'm older than him now than when he died.
No, I think it was like 33. Jesus year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm only 28.
Yeah, he said, I'm going out when Jesus did.
That's fair.
Let me see how old he was. It doesn't matter, guys. Let us know in a 5-star iTunes review.
Oh my God, it does matter.
There was someone like an executive producer or something with the last name Parody, and I was like, that's what your people/ancestors were/did? Like, you're a parody of a person, or I guess he just like went around doing parody. Because, my last name's McCollum, and that means I'm from the mountains of Cullum.
Oh.
And Bracken's probably people who would make brakes, maybe?
No, it's a fern.
Oh.
I think. It's a plant. It's some kind of plant. But Bracken's a cool last name. Mm-hmm. But my mom's maiden name is even cooler. It's Elk Shoulder.
Hell yeah.
And one of my brothers, the one that's not alive, his last name is Kills on top.
Whoa.
Yeah. I've always been super jealous of it.
Is that like a sexual thing?
It could be, I guess.
Yeah.
Should we ask him?
Yeah, he's a top, guys. I recently said to Nicole of like the debate of like, oh, who's the top and who's the bottom? And I was like, I am a bottom who is dating such a top that she forces me to be the top.
Yeah, see, I would just assume you were the bottom.
Oh, no. But the assumption should be correct. I should be. Because I'm a little beta boy.
She's a powerful, independent woman.
Yeah. Who smacks me around and says, oh, I ain't doing shit during this 20 minutes. Okay. They go into this abandoned house. Or not abandoned house. They just bought this house.
It's fully furnished.
They turn on the lights and they're like, okay, good, we have power. And then the mom goes to the phone and like it's a dad joke of just like quickly picking up a phone and being like, huh, no one's there. She picks up and says, guess no pizza tonight. And I thought that was very funny. It was a dumb read of a line, but I enjoyed it.
There was a lot of that in this movie.
What, just people not reading lines correctly?
Just a lot of like maybe dry humor is what the phrase I'm looking for. I don't know. I was just like, this is so cheesy.
Mm-hmm. What the cheesiest thing is when she goes upstairs and she opens up the closet door and a just tiny black cat jumps out at her, but it has a growl, a roar of that of a jaguar, and then it meows at her when licking her face.
Weird. Yeah, and then it stops meowing at her and she's like, what? I got your tongue? And I'm like, what? One of the reviews commented on that line of like, it's a cat. The cat can't talk. Why would you think it'd talk back to you? I know. Shit like that. That's why I fucking love this movie. So I don't know why. Oh, maybe once we start seeing the bad guy, this is when I wrote down, this is just Scream mixed with I Know What You Did Last Summer and Freddy Krueger. Those three things, how the man is dressed, has a Halloween mask on, has Wolverine claws. Yeah, Wolverine claws. That they should have set up of how he actually did make those. This individual was never in workshop class. Like it should have been a red herring to show maybe one person is always in workshop class. Yeah, no, it didn't make sense. I think a knife would have been too aggressive for TV. So. Oh, yeah. One of the big reasons why I said this was Scream was also calling on the phone and saying, I've been waiting for you. Oh my God, they said that line like fucking 57 times. It's a titular line. What do you expect? Like in the most colorful time of the year when he puts on those glasses and he says, boy, oh boy, it sure is the most colorful time of the year. I was cheering. I'm rooting for it. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. So defeated by this movie that you enjoyed. I was. This describes Sarah's fashion. A beanie cap mystic. Like she looks like she could read a stereotypical, hey, I'm going to read your fortune in this room with a single table and a crystal ball, but then throw a beanie cap on her. Yeah, exactly. No, she looked like very bohemian, but yeah, a lot of different layers to her. There was so she gets that first call. I've been waiting for you, Sarah. And then hangs up, says, fuck you, calls again. Oh, I've still been waiting for you. Hangs up. Then the other phone rings and she is in a just comically funny game of pickle. Like in baseball when you're throwing from one base to another and you have to like keep running back and forth. Oh, yeah. Why didn't she just make up her mind or just been like, hey, I'm not going to handle either of these phones or take them both off the hook? Because it was a cosmic, underworldly phenomenon happening. Yeah, because the electricity was out there ringing, but then when mommy comes home, the electricity's back on. Exactly. I've been waiting for you, Sarah. Like, fuck, that's how I should have started out this call. I should have said, I've been waiting for you, Presley. I would have hung up.
And then I would have rang on Messenger on your phone and then on here, and then you would have been going back and forth like, which one should I answer? No. Okay. Presley, are you a vegetarian?
Not in the least.
Okay. If you have any vegetarian friends out there, anyone, and you're not, the next best thing to a veggie burger is not a chicken sandwich.
That threw me off. I'm like, why the fuck would you get her chicken?
I don't know. A grilled cheese sandwich, that's what I would have gotten.
A cheese pizza.
Yeah, something.
What? Oh, no, they were out of veggies, so I got you poultry.
Uh-huh.
Ugh.
It's one of those things where some family members will think, oh, I need a meat substitute for dinner. But Nicole and I are so used to, especially at weddings, going to a place where there's just nothing for us. And it's like, well, mac and cheese, they have that. Oh, mashed potatoes, that's what we're eating. As long as we can get something in our stomach so we're not hangry, we're going to be fine.
Are you guys vegetarians?
Yeah, Nicole's been vegetarian since I think she was 12.
Wow.
So she's been alive longer not eating meat than alive eating meat.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm. And I've been for 7 years.
Is that how long you guys have been together?
Nope, 9 years, almost 10. They've been magical.
Oh, honeys. Sweet.
Which I do have a story later on about one of our first dates, but we'll get to that later.
Okay.
All right, chicken sandwiches, get them out of here. Sarah is a classic Lorelai with all these snarky remarks to everyone. Do you watch Gilmore Girls?
I was just going to say Lorelai Gilmore.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Fucking love her.
Once it starts snowing, I got the season 1 Christmas episode when they get snowed in. Oh, it's so amazing.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it's a great show, guys. Watch it stoned.
Fuck. Okay, so I'm a recovering alcoholic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I was drinking really bad, you can hallucinate when you drink too much. So I got fucking hammered for a couple days and I went to the bar and I met this guy and I told him my name was Lorelai. And I like hallucinated like I was in the grandpa's car and I was like in Stars Hollow. I don't know. And I came to and he was just talking to me like, how can you have a 17-year-old daughter? You're 22. It was so bad. I was watching too much Gilmore Girls and drinking too much vodka.
I will say that is the greatest hallucination anyone could ever have. Living in Stars Hollow, amazing.
It was fucking wild. That's the first and only time I've ever hallucinated from drinking.
If you really like Gilmore Girls, you should check out Playing House. It was a comedy. It was on USA. It has that same heart and feel. But, oh, it's so good. It's on the Roku channel to watch for free.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'll send you a link to it.
Yeah, I totally just forgot the title you just said.
Playing House. This is the second movie I've seen this month with a white dweeb beatboxing as a student to transition scenes.
What was the first one?
Bible Man.
Oh.
People are like, wow, this James we knew was weird, but wow. Any horror fans just finding this show. There's this just dweeb ass going like, that's the transition from one scene to another, just like in Bible Man.
I don't recall that happening.
Yeah, because it was so stupid, you probably wiped
Blocked
it from
it
your
out.
memory. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this girl, Sarah's now in school, and the bullies are starting to bully her. There's these cool girls that are like, hey, you're in my seat. And she's like, I don't give a shit. So they go into the bathroom and they're smoking. And they're laying into her like, dude, you're from California. We don't give a shit about that here. Acting like real Massachusetts. Like, we got Boston, okay? The Tea Party was here, and California's a bunch of hippies. And I'll say this. If someone can adequately, flawlessly blow a smoke ring, they have carte blanche to bully you.
Were they blowing smoke rings in the bathroom?
One of them was the dark-haired one was blew actual smoke rings. This did not have a CG budget. This was 1998 as well. Those were real to life smoke rings.
Okay, she can get it.
I'm getting domed by the son of Godzilla Minya on the daily because that kid blows smoke rings. What's most attractive? Because this woman starts dating a teacher, the mom, I should say, and I just want to know, what's more attractive? A bachelor, a single father, or a divorcee? Meaning, hey, this dude's never been in a marriage, never had kids. That's the single, or that's the bachelor. The single father means, hey, I'm raising this child on my own. The mother's out of the picture for whatever reason. Or a divorcee, hey, I've been divorced. I might have a kid.
Oh, fuck. Are you asking me personally?
Yeah.
I'd have to say a divorcee because
Ooh.
my husband's a divorcee.
Wait, Ian was married?
He was married.
Oh, wow.
For 8 years.
What?
Yeah.
Man, I'm learning new things about my friends.
Yeah. Did you know he had a brother too?
Wait, okay.
He has 2 brothers.
Oh, okay. I thought you were making another fucked up joke of did you know he, in quotes, had a brother?
Oh, no. His brothers are, he gets to keep his brothers.
He gets to keep them.
Yeah, I didn't.
But hey, maybe Casper did.
Yeah.
That dude's always trying to keep people. That sick fuck. Can I keep you?
No.
What if that was Casper on the other line? I've been waiting for you.
That would have been a much better movie.
Can I keep you? That dude's a nerd ass. Personally, before I met Nicole and Nicole's family that I got along with that I do get along with very well, my ideal partner would have been orphan. No family whatsoever. Just I'm there. We don't need, hey, it's one Christmas and one Christmas only, not these 4 Christmases stuff. No, we don't need to worry about all of this to do. Just parentless individual.
Oh my God. Are you saying you're having a very busy Christmas coming up?
Oh, no, we just did our stuff. We went to Muskegon, and it usually is very busy. Was able to cut one of those out of there this year, but this, I think, was actually, normally I hated going to Muskegon, the lead up to it. I also just hate leaving the city because of cats and all that, but this, I think, was one of the most fun, chill Christmases we've had since moving to Chicago. Got to see Lissa Sear. We hung out. She made us dinner.
Aww, that's awesome.
Wait, say that again?
I said, aww.
Okay. The Discord was clipping that out.
Aw, fuckers.
Yeah.
No, but that's awesome.
That was very fun. Got a bunch of Yogi Bear stuff to add to my collection. Presley, you got to see this one.
Please.
So in the early 90s, Hanna-Barbera teamed up with Dare. And one of the things was Yogi the Dare Bear. So this is Yogi Bear. It's a pin, and he's wearing a Dare shirt. And it's in a triangle formation, that's where he is. And you kind of see a triforce of shit authority figures no one asked for, because around the triangle is school, parents, police.
Wow.
I love it. It's so fucking cool because it's Yogi Bear, but also it's child propaganda. So it's just 2 cool things to have. And I got Troll 2 finally.
Oh, okay. I was thinking Trolls, that animated one that kids were obsessed with. Yeah, okay.
I got Trolls World Tour. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to finally crack that open. I love singing along with those freaky haired individuals. I'm a Mimi Bobek of the Marshland Media Group. Okay, where are more of these notes? Okay, So the urban legend of this town is this 300 years ago, which we find out there's these, like the descendants. One of these kids says my great-great-great-grandpa was one of the people who killed this witch. A great-great-great-grandfather is not 300 years old. So just scientifically, mathematically, it would need to be like, oh, I had a child when I was 100 years old, and my grandkids, or my son had a child when he was 100, and my grandchild had a son when he was 100. That's the only way that math would work out.
No, you're wrong.
What?
No, that would work because you wait so long to have a kid.
No, but back then, people were having kids at like 20.
Oh, they were having kids at like 12.
Yeah, exactly. So that lessens the gap even more. Right now, my great-great-grandfather, I think, because my mom just posted about it, would have been around 120.
Oh,
so
okay.
Add one more. Like, you need maybe 9 greats, and then you're around 300 possibly.
Huh. Speaking of great-great-great-great-great-grandparents, want to know a fun fact about me?
Yeah.
I am so native. My great-great-great-grandmother's, one of my great-great-great-grandparents' name was like builds the fire or like makes smoke. Like that was their name. They didn't have a last name.
They just had that role.
Yeah, just makes smoke or like. I'm just blown away by that.
Maybe they were a little bit of a Chiba hawk, you know what I'm saying? That's the kind of smoke they were making.
The peace pipe, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. They just had a bunch of marijuana bushes.
Yeah, no, those natives, they knew how to party.
Hell yeah.
And we still do. It's just not healthy for us anymore.
Do you have, from your hometown or from where you live currently, any urban legends that you are aware of?
Yeah, we have Goatman.
Whoa! Who's Goatman?
Goatman, I totally lied about builds the fire. That's from Smoke Signals.
Wowzers.
No, but there's a real name. I just couldn't think of
Okay.
And that came to my mind. But Goatman is just this urban legend that people would tell, like, to scare little kids, essentially. Like, oh, yeah, we were driving down by Thule, which is a creek by my hometown, and it was just pretty much like a demonic presence, and it would kill you, but it had hooves, and it was like a human being, but it was like a goat man.
Damn.
Yeah, and we called monsters GGs.
Because you were so familiar with G.G. Allen, and he's a real-life monster?
Yeah. No, yeah. And I said that. I was talking to my niece, who was my stepsister's daughter, when she was like 5 or 6 when I first moved to Washington. And I said, oh, yeah, the GGs are going to get you. And she's like, what are GGs? And I think that's when I started getting assimilated by the white man yet again.
The one that really stands out that I think it's just an urban legend for camp counselors to tell at Camp Pendaluan. It was the Red Eye Man, which if you just take Old Evil Eye, that ICP song, mixed with like The Burning, that slasher movie, it's just like a old camp counselor groundskeeper individual had a weird fucked up eye, and then when he died tragically on the camp's grounds, he swore to haunt the place and whatnot. So you have to tell other people this story to keep it passing on, or he's going to come get you.
Oh, was it horrifying when you were a little kid?
Yeah, it was pretty scary because I was told that at Camp Pendaluan in the bunks right before we went to sleep.
That's mean.
Yeah.
People suck.
I mean, that's all camp counselors. They love razzing children.
I've never been to camp before.
That's the only way I ever went to camp. It was for school.
Ah, got it.
It's why I love watching summer camp movies, because I can live vicariously through that.
Ah.
Like Camp Nowhere, that rocks. Also, Camp Rock rocks.
Sleepaway Camp?
Oh, that too.
Camp Rock, like the Disney Channel?
Yeah, it fucking rocks. Literally. Presley, go fucking watch the movie.
I hate Demi Lovato.
Excuse? This is our first major contention. Her first 2 albums are so amazing.
Okay, there's this one song she did, Did You Forget? And my first heartbreak, I played that so many times.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. No, that one bangs. That one's fine.
Okay, good. Cool for the Summer, a song about sexual freedoms and being bisexual.
Yeah. I'm more of a Selena Gomez.
Same. Her first 3 albums are really good.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, and Ariana Grande. Oh, that's my love.
Never got into her.
No.
That Selena Gomez song where she's like, I want to look good for you, good for you. I'm like, is this supposed to be sexy or is this a woman trying too hard to be sexy?
Oh, that's a good question.
It feels like she's in not a good relationship. And she's like, I just want to look good for you. Please look at me. And it's like, ma'am, you are very attractive. Leave this individual.
Maybe that's what the point of that song is.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like Halsey?
No, I mean, I've never heard them.
Halsey is my favorite artist ever. So listen to them.
I'm more of a Picasso when it comes to artists.
I don't know what that means.
Pablo Picasso, the drawing artist, like the classical term artist. That's what I was riffing on.
Did I say artist and that's why you said that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Musician.
Also, there's other witchamadoos, urban legends from Muskegon, but this is one. There's the Nunica Cemetery. It's in New Era, Michigan. And if you're into ghosts, you go to this because it is known to be haunted. There's a man rocking in a chair that you can hear sometimes. And visually, it is a beautiful cemetery because you go slightly into the woods. So maybe you're 400 feet into some woods. That's where the entrance is. Then it opens up into this beautiful meadow. And on a full moon night, the moon just lights up the entire thing. It is cinematic. So much so that I was like, Nicole's a weirdo. You want to go to this cemetery for our first date? To which she responded, fuck no, that's terrifying. Why would I want that? I was like, oh, okay. You're like into Joan Vasquez and his stuff, Invader Zim, all of this weirdo occult adjacent things. But no, she's like, cemeteries, no go.
Yeah, so you're like a weirdo, but you're not like a weirdo is what was happening.
Yeah.
Okay, totally off topic, but not really. I thought of one of the names of my great-grandparents.
Okay, what's up?
It's Pretty Bear and Walking Holy.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I just had to say that because I felt like an idiot.
Walking Holy's real good.
It is really good. Not that sacred.
In both a, actually doing good sense, I'm assuming, and it's pretty badass.
Yeah. And I have an Indian name.
What is it?
Woman that walks the straight path. And it set me up for failure because I had some zigzags in my road.
I wasn't sure when that name is given, so I was like, maybe that's after the fact. You're like, hey, you want to know what? This is when I'm giving myself this name now, but no, yeah,
No, I was a wee little babe.
That's like naming your kid Jesus.
Yeah, or like Celine Dion.
Why? Like now naming a kid Celine Dion?
I don't know. In general.
Naming someone Celine, yeah, okay, that's fine. But then hey, our last name's Dion. So do you think Celine Dion's name is holy?
Yeah, are you kidding me?
Why?
She's a queen.
Okay, but she made the name holy. So before Celine Dion, someone could be named Celine Dion. It isn't setting them up for failure, but now it would be.
Yeah, because the expectations for that name.
Okay, but what I asked was, do you mean before Celine Dion? And you were like, no, just in general, someone naming your kid Celine Dion.
Let's just say now.
Okay.
Now. There we go.
Next cat I get, I'm calling him Celine Dion.
And then you have a pop star.
Oh my God, I'd wish. I'd turn a cat into a grumpy cat.
That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Christmas movies, have you seen Grumpy Cat's Most Horrible Christmas?
Oh, no.
It is the truly, unironically, one of the best Christmas movies ever. It's so funny. It's so good. Aubrey Plaza voices Grumpy Cat. It's amazing.
That works so well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll check that out.
Oh, and Grumpy Cat's so adorable.
No.
Okay, sorry we got on this urban legend detour, guys. So there's this nerd-ass kid that's hanging around, and if you whip out a CD to impress a woman, and it's a CD of 13th century monk chants, a swirly's in your future. Don't need to be a fortune teller to figure that out.
I would say it's no wonder you get picked on.
Like, hide that or set it up of like, hey, I'm doing a report on this. It's pretty neat. You want to check it out?
Yeah, I thought you might like it. Not, dude, I have this new fucking CD and it's chanting.
Yeah, I was waiting to be like, what 1997 specific band reference are they going to say? The Cranberries, some Nirvana shit? No. 13th century chants.
Yeah, that was an odd choice.
Also, it should have been like a wax cylinder if it's from the
Little
13th.
baby Ben Foster, so odd.
Is that Ben Foster, the dweebus?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, it's in my notes and it's all capitalized. Little baby Ben Foster with like 4 exclamation marks. I love him. He's a really good actor.
What else is he in?
He's an alpha dog. He is in this. Yeah, he's the fucking like Nazi dude in Alpha Dog whose little brother gets abducted.
All right. Man, that movie is fucking sad.
It's so fucking good.
And sad, guys.
And sad. Yeah, it's a sad boy hour movie. Oh, and horror. He's in 30 Days a Night.
That's too many days a night.
I would fucking hate myself. I mean, I already don't like myself, so.
Yeah, I would love 30 Days of Night. I am a vampire, so like you have to put that into account.
That's true.
I see the sun, and guess what? I burst into flames. It's weird how I didn't bring this up on John Carpenter's Vampires.
Yeah, what are you hiding?
I guess I was more focused on this fictitious vampire stuff, opposed to like, hey, I'm a real vampire.
That's fair. So there was a scene in the school when the locker slammed when she was walking away. And one after the other, they slammed, and it looked like, obviously, like, there's some spooky shit. And one of the girls was like, had to be the wind, didn't it? It's so dumb.
Yeah, like, spoilers, guys, of course, we're, like, I guess she is magic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. At the party, I feel like that just sealed the deal.
Yeah, okay, we're not to the party yet, but we're almost there because we're about to find out more information about these teens because they sneak into her house and they're like, "Oh, did we scare you?" "Yes, you home invaded."
You're breaking and entering.
Well, technically they're not breaking because, it's kind of a rite of passage to just be able to enter this house, so we all know 50 ways to get in.
Yeah, that was off-putting.
And then they start telling the story of these witches and their ancestors who killed them. And we find out these 5 individuals have a name for themselves, and it's the Descendants Club, which that, Presley, sounds like an old school Southern Belle type of racism social club. The Descendants Club. I don't like the name of that.
Yeah, that's not cool. Might as well be like the Plantation Club.
It just sounds like they're promoting eugenics.
Yeah.
I don't like it. But they devise a plan like, hey, you can be cool and in the in crowd, you should come to this party, dress up like a fortune teller, and we'll feed you information to kind of like scare kids. But you'll also learn information about them, I suppose. And they do this. Presley, do you believe in fortune tellers?
No, I've never been to one. I want to get like tarot readings, but yeah, not particularly.
I believe in ghosts. I gotta believe in the devil because he seems just badass and cool. But then I'm like, does that mean I believe in Jesus and God? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a gray area for me right now. Like if someone's like, I'm praying for you. I'm like, can you not do that?
But it could be a, LaVeyan Satanism thing. If enough people pray, that gets the ions in the air moving and they can will that to happen.
Yeah. If they're like, I'm going to hail Satan for you, I'd be like, thank you.
But hey, just like Batman and the Joker, if you have the devil, you got to have Jesus. I guess if you have the Antichrist, you have to have Christ, but...
Yeah. The Batman and the Joker.
Yeah. Without one, you can't have the other.
Like Tom and Jerry.
Exactly, those two little scamps running around.
Garfield and Nermal? Otis.
Not Otis. Not Otis. Odie.
Odie, yeah.
I would say more John and Garfield.
Oh, okay, that's a better mashup.
Because people do think all of this is happening in his mind. He's not really talking, Garfield.
Oh, so John's just crazy?
Yeah. Have you ever seen those, someone edits, it used to be on Tumblr, I don't know where it is now, but Garfield without Garfield, and it's just, they erase the speech bubbles for Garfield, so it's just John talking to no one.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
It's very sad. This dude shoves the Sarah into the pool because they start thinking after this party when... She's like, oh, you need to go home. Something bad's going to happen to your mom or something. She goes home and then gets scared to death. And that is the only death that happens in this movie. Maybe the killer wasn't intending to kill anyone and it just kind of happened.
Yeah, because they were like, she was scared to death.
Which is really what happened.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. Clown posse.
They start, yeah. They start thinking... Oh, she's doing all of this. She's the, I've been waiting for you on the phone.
Well, yeah. And then not to mention, they totally ditched feeding her the answers and she's still hearing all that really private, fucked up stuff.
Yeah, but that's because she's magic.
Yeah.
So to, I guess, prove that she is a witch when she's staying to do swim practice... They push her into the pool with like the thing that rolls up the dividers. I forget the name of it. I did swimming for such a long time. I wish I liked pools, but because of being forced to be on swim team and that Are You Afraid of the Dark episode, the
Dead Man's Float.
Yeah, that one. Hell yeah, it's so terrifying. I don't like pools. So they push her in and she can't swim. It's been established. And they say, oh, I thought it was all hang 10 in hot tubs in California. But it's like, you don't swim in hot tubs.
Yeah, they're like 2 feet deep.
Yeah. Or not even that. They're like 10 feet long at most.
Yeah.
There's no swimming in there. Oh, also the reason why, also Freddy's Revenge has a pool scene in it, but that actually makes me like it. That pool scene was dope. But yeah, they push her in and she can't swim. 2 of the boys fish her out. The creepy one and the, like, I guess, love interest. Oh yeah, they end up together. And the dude, the like aggro man says, see, you're a witch. Witches sink. And she's like, no, witches float and fly to the surface. And she's like, your logic is flawed, just like the witch trials, except unless they were actually witches, that generous read I gave earlier. When I was editing the stuff, there was one scene that I had to like, because I couldn't see their mouths move a lot. It's when she goes to Eric's house and all of a sudden there's a woman. So like this line is just stuck in my head because I had to like go back so many times. It's when the mom says, it's cold. And then it like zooms to her out of nowhere and she goes, but I like it cold. And it's like, why did someone write that?
No, my line about that whole interaction is Eric's creepy ass mom. She was so weird from the get-go.
Oh, yeah.
Also, no, talking about your editing, when they were, no, maybe we're not. No, we are that far.
Yeah,
they were coming out of the school, walking to the car. Oh, no, we're not that far. Sorry.
Oh, is this when it's wintertime?
Yeah, and they're outside. Yeah.
Okay. There was a Kira and the other like love interest dude. Kira goes, she is one creepy female. And then he responds with, Kira, Shut up.
Yeah.
That's a good exchange.
It was. No. Ugh, creepy female.
But speaking of funerals, I'm so glad I didn't die a cheerleader because boy, oh boy, if my cheerleader friends did a cheer for me at my funeral, I would rise from the grave and be like, guys, you should know that this is insensitive.
Yeah, don't fucking do that.
Unless it's specifically in my will, don't do it. That's like something you do at the next pep rally of like, we're going to cheer so hard for you, James. My senior year, I did want to be a cheerleader.
Were you ever a cheerleader?
No, but I had friends that were, and I knew like dudes could be. And I was like, that's a great way to meet women, isn't it?
Or get beat up because people are going to call you gay.
Oh, they'll call me something worse than that.
Yeah, I'm not going to use the F word.
Because guess what? They did call me that.
Aww.
They snuck into her room to play Ouija board.
That was so fucking weird.
And friend who came in without knocking. Why did I have that written down? And I had it like underlined. James, damn it. Friend who came in without. Oh, yeah. So like when you have a friend who just comes over to your house without knocking, that's fine. But like if I wasn't home and they did that, they'd get in trouble. That's what happens. But they're not even friends to play Ouija board.
No, they're bullies that taunt her.
Yeah.
Well, and they ran away and she can hear them. She hears them talking and she's just like,
Well, she also kind of like does they were playing Ouija board. This is in my favor.
Yep. I got those vibes too.
So the dweebus kid is either an idiot or a company man, aka an idiot, because he is in this bookstore and it catches fire and he's right next to the window and he's just screaming at it. Sir, you have heavy books around you. Break the window like you know the fire department is about to.
Yeah, I didn't understand that scene.
It's to establish that he couldn't be the killer because the killer's coming after him.
Yeah, okay, and make it seem more like she's the one doing it.
Yeah, and there was a big ass Scream ripoff in here where they're being meta about, oh well, I'm the most likely killer, so I couldn't be the killer. But then he is. Spoilers.
I think I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but it's when the teacher drops the mom off back at the house. They had kidnapped the chick. And it's when the killer walks through the door and the mom's like on the stairs calling for Sarah. And he just like runs through the door really fast. Right past the mom.
Go back and watch Scream 1 and Scream 2. There are those funny ass moments of... It's comical how quickly they scurry. Just if you were to put the right music underneath, like just a like as quickly as they go across the screen, someone edit that. It would be super funny.
Yeah, like a sitcom type.
Yeah.
I just thought it was so dumb. The door was wide open and he just like walks in like, hey, and then, ugh.
Yeah, because I guess none of the doors close in this entire house.
Yeah.
So people can come and go as they please. But that mom in that instance was a fucking athlete because just a stunt woman of acting because he like hits her on the table and she like rolls over perfectly how a stunt person would do it. Ma'am, it should have been a little messier.
It probably was a stunt person.
Oh, yeah. We're going back a little bit because my next note is about this scene, but my previous note was the... teacher saying that she's having some adjustment issues. And luckily she's wise enough to be like, this is not adjustment issues. People are calling me a witch and accusing me of murder, sir.
Yeah.
That dude sucks.
He does. And I thought he was hella creepy this whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Suspicious.
And then the all the friends are like, you want to go meet for a burger run? Their idea of a burger run, I guess, is kidnapping a teenager.
Is that their altercation, though? And she's like, something about best friend's boyfriend, and then she like takes off. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then the killer confronts her, and she's like, not my face, not my face. And then
Something much worse, and she has 2 little scratches.
I did not understand. Like, there's no stakes in this movie except by accident.
Yeah.
Like, all the fucked up things that happen are truly by happenstance, not intentional. I don't know. But never follow a skis ball to a second location. That's what she learns. And then they bring her to their hangout space. They tie her up and have a torch. And I just wrote down, imagine burning a fellow classmate at the stake, which loops us back into our beginning topic, which was the guilt you would have.
Yeah, that would be traumatizing.
Yeah, like, I know what you did last summer. That is a nightmare to me. I would much rather be like, go to the authorities and be like, this was an accident. Here's exactly what happened. And if any of them say this did not happen, that is because they think they're going to get in more trouble than you actually would.
Oh, yeah, and they were all fucked up from that, too. None of them were okay after that happened.
Oh, man. No, thank you. Oh, that's just giving me just guilt. And then I wrote down, it just ends. The kid comes, they beat him with a stick, and they're like, whoa, it's the dweebus kid. Why'd you do this? Also, they were like chummy with him. They're like, how did you make this? And he just goes, shop class.
They seem more annoyed than anything. They were like,
yes,
it's you? Like, what?
And obviously it is.
Yeah, that was a scrawny little fucking dude running at them the whole movie.
And none of them died. One got tied up. One got almost hurt, but a dog chased him away. And then the other got 2 tiny little scratches on her cheek. And then I guess she's a witch. The end.
I'm like, okay, so Sarah is in Sarah's body now. Was my takeaway.
That's the only, like, the movie has loose ends that were never tied up. This needs a sequel, okay?
I was going to say, I was expecting a sequel somewhere, but I don't think that ever happened.
There is a movie called The Hitcher 2, I've Been Waiting for You, but I think that's just a sequel to The Hitcher 1 and not a weird way to what would you call what would you call a pre-title? Like, you have the subtitle. The subtitle wouldn't be I've Been Waiting for You. Your sequel wouldn't be the subtitle, if that makes any sense. So it's probably not a sequel to I've Been Waiting for You.
You lost me.
I lost myself, and I've been lost and enamored in this podcast because it's been so fun. And what would you give this out of 5 stars?
It's not quite 5, but it's like a 4.5 for me.
Wowzers!
I loved it. I loved it so much.
And guess what? You loved it even more because it had that crisp video quality.
Yeah, no, fucking hilarious. I just laughed my ass off, and I had to tell Ian, like, did you hear that little Spanish?
I'd give it a 3.
Oh, I think that's the lowest one you've gone so far.
I think I gave 2.5 to Carnival of Souls.
Oh, did you? Okay. No, we had the same one.
Okay. Because, yeah, that one had some good elements, but I watched The Legend of Frosty the Snowman, and the villain, guess who it is? The voice.
Larry.
Yeah, Larry Miller.
Lawrence J. Miller.
He's a king, guys. Give him his throne, just like Lois Duncan. You want to pull from Bucketstein?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. What is it going to be? It's crazy how we haven't gotten one of the major ones yet.
I really want it to be the D. Snyder one. That's his name, D. Snyder.
D. Snyder?
The big hair metal guy.
Yeah, was there? I know there was, but I don't remember the name of it.
I know. No, I just watched it earlier this year too. Strange Land.
Oh, okay. Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. Is it a long one? Oh, it's a little long. What is it? It might be long, but it's a very short title. Next freaking episode. The Japanese horror movie Ring.
fucking wild.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's one of my favorites. Ring 2, and Ring 0, Happy Birthday, whatever it's called. It's the best one. They just kept getting better.
That's going to be fun. Maybe we can have Ian on that one.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Cool.
Hell yeah, brothers. Oh, yeah. Presley, thank you so much for hopping along on this journey with me.
Oh, fuck yeah. Thanks for having me.
Like, truly, in the cosmic scheme of things, I was looking for a co-host, and I guess all along, I've been waiting for you.
I'm going to end this call right now.
Presley, what do you have to plug?
I don't know. We still have parents, but we aren't recording in a horror corridor.
Yeah, watch the backlogs of Parents Under the Stairs.
Yeah, get to know us, and if you like us, just wait. We're coming back.
And comment on those YouTube videos. Say, get back to it.
And share if you really want to.
Mm-hmm. And share this podcast, please.
Yeah, please share this podcast. Mm-hmm. It's so much fun to do.
I love it. Hey guys, head over to mlmpod.com to find out information about my other podcasts like Mostly Speaking Sentai, Hit It and Crit It, Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling, Shuffling the Deck, Formulaic, a podcast in script writing, and Sweet Child of Time. All of those you can find over there. Marshland Monster is where you can listen to my rap music. I'm putting out stuff like every other month on Spotify and whatnot. Big news coming soon. You'll want to be sticking around for that. And finally, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod, where for $5 a month, you get exclusive content every single Friday. You got Engage with Nicolas Cage. This Existed, Mostly Speaking Sentai, After Dark. We're getting raunchier over there. Actually, really not. Just the TV shows are raunchy, but we're still the same filth mouths. And what's the Death from Above, a Sam and Max podcast. And if you're a $10 patron, you get exclusive monthly content like straight to Patreon. This month, we're doing Killing Tree. It's a horror movie where a woman or a Christmas tree gets possessed by a dead man and murders a bunch of teenagers, I think. It's batshit. I'm excited to watch it. And you get shout outs on every single free feed podcast. Like if you have a business that you want shouted out, a website even, as long as it's not nefarious or smut, I'll shout it out. Just tell me on Patreon. But let's begin with these, starting with Steve F., Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour, Alex Z, The Waz, Orion, he's a rapper, Defo, D-F-O, Kayla, aka Two Grapes, Jordan B, The Chaos Witch, My Bickle, my brother in common law, Joshua, Jakis, Steve Barnes of the aforementioned Sweet Child of Time and Sweet Child of 1899, my mother, the woman which I came from, my mom, and finally, Lil Corey's BFF and roommate, Shane. I've been James.
I've been Presley.
And we've been the height of horror. Or I guess I should have said, and this has been, we haven't been. Or I guess we have been.
We still are.
All right. Hey, we always will be.
Waiting for you.
I've been waiting for you.
I'm gonna go kill myself now.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.
When you kill yourself, you're just going to be running around to scared tweens in a wealthy man's house saying, "Can I keep you?"
Ew.
Bye, guys. Oh,